My name is Richard Ahiagbah, and I am currently the Director of Communication for NPP Chicago. I want to contest because my party needs my services, and I think I'm in a position to serve my party. So I am gladly putting myself out there once nominations open to be able to avail myself for that service to my party. Unity amongst the people of Ghana, regardless of ethnic origin. That is the emphasis for me. So if people deal in perception, that is perception, but I choose to deal with fact. And my party, the NPP, is not an Akan party, it's not an Ewe party, it's not a Northern party. It's a political party for all Ghanaians to join. Well, I think that's a question that is right now at debate. The fact of the matter is that the leadership of the party made a decision contingent upon certain facts. At this present time, I'm inclined to just respect what the outcome is. As a party, we need to continue to do what we have to do to put ourselves in a position to be successful, especially in the 2020 elections, to consolidate the gains we have made, to take care of our grassroots and build our party. That's what I'm interested in talking about. I think with time, if you get a chance to speak with Comrade Japan, I think he will answer that question for himself, but I am not inclined to speculate or suggest if I will or will not help. Well, at all times, we must strive to promote adherence to the law. That is what holds our nation together. That's what glues us together. That's what gives every one of us the guarantee that our properties, our lives are safe. So at all times, the adherence to law is one thing that we all hold supreme, especially our party. We're a party of rule of law. So anything that goes contrary to the law is not is an anathema to our party or our belief system. Now, you are referring to some incidents that have happened in the course of the year. I think that as a matter of law, the transgressions or the flouting of the law are not anything that we condone or support. So I think that is clear on itself, and the government, and especially the president, has stated his position clearly that he is going to adhere to the promotion of the law, and he will do so without respect to individuals. So I think whether or not they are members of our party or any other party, he is trying to promote a government for Ghanaians, not government for any sectional political party. So as a matter of law, I think that anything that goes against the law, we as a party, we stand against it, and we'll do all we can to ensure that the law is respected and applied equally. Without regards to the facts, you just said that all the members of his government are essentially NPP. Of course, we campaign as a party to promote certain set of values and policy ideas. It is NPP people who understand our tradition and are able to advance that goal. Now, I made that point to draw you to an understanding that I guess in the heat of politics, people tend to forget, okay? And if you do a very little check, you realize that Mahama of the PNC, Dr. Edward Mahama of the PNC, is not an NPP, is he? The point we want to promote as a party is that we have a set of ideas that we want to promote. The government that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has is a government for all Ghanaians. What he's engaged in is to bring in a set of people who are qualified, who have the understanding of our tradition, and buy into the vision that we want to promote for Ghanaians. Those are the set of people he's bringing on. You know that you actually, if you have the chance to pick people for your workplace, it's not everybody you bring in people you think are qualified. So if the president is doing that, I think that we should support him rather than try to score cheap political points by saying all his appointees are NPP. Of course, they have to be NPP. We campaign as a party. So if appointees are NPP, in fact, that is justified. I don't think you're suggesting we should get NDC people to be ministers in our government. We're pursuing a government to serve Ghanaians. And we bring in people we deem qualified, people who share our tradition, the understanding that we want to create wealth for our country. We want to develop our country, put our country in a position to be successful by doing the things that were neglected to be done in the past. So we are pursuing an agenda that is ambitious, that's aggressive, and we need the people with the same mindset who share the vision we have to do it. And that, I think, is what the president is doing. So instead of looking in the past or trying to detract the president, I encourage you to look to the positives that the president has brought to bear on our efforts to develop this country, and let's concentrate on that. I think we use our time much more constructively, positively, if we are focused on the good things that is happening. I was hoping that you let us talk about those things rather than getting detracted and talk about these things that don't help us go anywhere. I tell you, these are things that we must learn, those in the media and those of us who are engaged with the media, to understand clearly that there isn't anything to talk about this issue. The individual here has issued an apology, and I think that that should be the end of it. That, I guess, is the end of the matter for me, and there is no need to government official is here in the room. What if corruption is going on here? Okay, so corruption is a matter of all of us as people engaged in an enterprise to stop anything that does not advance good conduct. Okay, so when you talk about corruption, it spans the gamut. So corruption can be anything from you and I agreeing, okay, to come to work and not work. but get paid. We have to work as a country to eradicate this. Corruption, like I said to you, is a private enterprise. People engage in corruption in the dark places. So we as a people must commit to that effort. So what I suppose my government will do, and have been doing since now, is to try to find creative ways, socially, economically, and politically, to see how this can be addressed. So if you're expecting a one-day wonder or a 9-day wonder, as they say, for corruption to disappear, it's a social ill, and it's not going to happen that way. It's going to be a deliberative process. It's going to be one that, as time goes on, legislation will have to come in to support. We as a people must commit to doing the right thing, okay, in support of our government. I invite you to take the president at his word when he called on his inauguration that all of us as citizens should engage, shouldn't sit on the fences and watch. So the question you're asking me suggests to me you're not accepting the president's invitation to engage with his government to find ways to solve the problems that all of us Ghanaians must solve. Not only the president, not only his appointees, but all of us must engage to make better for our country. So I invite you to do that. If you see corruption anywhere, see a police officer taking corruption, you see any officer in the ministries, you go there, you want to do anything, they're asking for money, find a way to educate the person or report the person. That's what you have to do. That's what I have to do. That's all we all have to do to help our country. The president is our leader. We need to support him. And that's your responsibility. That's my responsibility. We are committed to winning political power. And my very interest in running for General Secretary is to ensure that we work together to put my party in a position to be successful. So if you ask whether or not we're going to be victorious in 2020, I want to tell you that as a party and as an individual, we're committed to be successful in 2020, 2024, and 2028. If you get my drift, we're planning to be successful long term.